Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
Single best idea on a Friday in one of the single best shows we've ever done. A major thank you to Natalie Imperatori Lee of Manhattan College for just wonderful perspective on Rome as we go to a funeral this weekend. We heard from the president leaving the White House to go to Rome, but a lot of discussion about this world that we're living in turned upside down. One of the features that we're looking at is not so much the finance, economics, investment, but the behavior that's out there. Matthew Hornbach is with Morgan Stanley, and what's so different and wonderful about his work is a tour of duty, a substantial tour of duty in Tokyo for Morgan Stanley a good 15 years ago. Right now, I think among the politicians, lots of saving face going on. Here, Matthew Hornbach of Morgan Stanley on saving face.
Ultimately, saving face is about, being able to, face both, your inner soul as well as those of your friends and your family and your constituents. And in the end, you're trying to do something that you think is the right thing to do, both for yourself and your inner morality, as well as the people for which you serve. I think the concept of saving face is certainly one that was maybe born in Asia, but I think is really a human concept. You're trying to do the best thing for you and the people that you care about. And I think for a lot of politicians around the world, that sometimes can be tricky. There's a lot of different constituents that you serve, and but it's a human concept more than just a concept on the Pacific Rim.
Nicely said, and there will be a little bit of that moving forward here as we try to extricate ourselves in some form, some way of this moment. The interview of the week, without question, was Scott Bessent, the Secretary of Treasury in Washington at the IIF. The IIF is nothing more than the big bank lobby group. It's just as simple as that. And the big issues, Charles DeLauro ran it for years, and Tim Adams came in and has done a phenomenal job providing leadership and messaging for the group. He was the one who interviewed Scott Bessent at this important speech. Here's Timothy Adams of the IIF on the moment at hand.
Well, if you remember Bush 41, who I worked for, I was a young White House staffer, talked about a kinder, gentler country, and I think that's true. And I had the honor of working for Bush 43 as well, and they believed in real decorum. I think there are a lot of people across the country trying to figure out which of the two boxes they fit in. I just would like to find a party that wants to be pro-growth, pro-business, pro-capital formation, pro-risk-taking, that believes in trade. As I said, we've got 250 years of experience that trade actually makes us wealthier.
Right.
So that's what I'm looking for. And there's no reason why the Republican Party can't offer that, or the Democratic Party. Right now, I think the Democratic Party is a bit lost, but there's an opportunity to reinvent themselves.
Tim Adams with a charge for the week, for the year, and maybe into 2026 as well. We are on your commute across America. Thank you so much for your interest. We're getting in some of the numbers and your interest for this crisis, and we're really humbled by the growth of the audience in this historic moment. We're out on YouTube at Bloomberg Podcasts. Subscribe, and at YouTube Podcasts. This is Single Best Idea.